This is the Queen Mary, the legendary ship that once ruled the ocean, a floating palace of the 1930s. But don't let its majestic appearance fool you. Beneath the cold steel and luxurious hallways lies a dark history, stained with blood and whispers that never stop. Tonight we stand before its main gate, in Long Beach, California, where the thick fog seems to hide something unspeakable. Can you feel it? That icy chill running down your spine, as if someone is watching you, from behind, from within the darkness. Imagine this: endless corridors, lights from old chandeliers flickering as if ready to go out, rusty signs swinging, creaking in the wind, as if the ship itself is breathing. The Queen Mary is not just a ship, it is a floating tomb, where 49 souls have perished. There are stories, like the one of young sailor John Petter, crushed in engine room 13 in the year 1966. They say his blood still stains the steel, and on silent nights, you can hear the knocking from inside, as if he's still trying to escape. Then there's the little girl, who drowned in the first-class swimming pool, in an accident no one could ever explain. Her cries still echo, hidden in the dripping sound of water. But the story that will freeze your blood is about Elizabeth, a passenger left behind during the dark days of World War II. In 1942, when the Queen Mary was transformed into a warship, Elizabeth was one of the few civilians still aboard. Her husband had died in the war. In despair, she turned to an ancient ritual, found in a secret book hidden in cabin B340. No one knows what the ritual was, but they say she opened a door, not to the afterlife, but to something far more sinister. Since that day, cabin B340 became the most feared room on the ship. Visitors report hearing knocks at night, feeling strangled in their sleep, and whispers in an unknown tongue, as if the ship itself was speaking. Now picture this. You are walking through the Queen Mary's main corridor. Your flashlight scans across old photos on the wall. Passengers from the 1930s smiling, but their eyes have died. One photograph seems faded, as if someone tried to erase a face. Do you hear that? A metallic clank from far away, like a wrench hitting the floor. You turn around, but the hallway is empty. Only the fog outside presses against the windows, forming strange shapes. Your flashlight begins to flicker, even though you replaced the batteries this morning. And then, softly, a voice whispers from nowhere, "Stay." Alex, the lead investigator, senses the tension. He holds a magnetic field reader, and the needle begins to tremble, as if something unseen is moving nearby. He walks slowly down the corridor, each step echoing on the aged wooden floor, merging with the ship's eerie creaks. The doors on either side seem tightly shut, yet a small window at the end of the hallway opens and then closes, without any wind. Alex stops in front of engine room 13, where John Petter died. The heavy metal door stands tall and cold, as if daring him to open it. He whispers, "They say, if you stand here long enough, you'll feel him." John Petter. He's still here, knocking, begging to be set free. But tonight, Alex doesn't stop at the engine room. His destination is cabin B340, the cursed room, where Elizabeth performed her ritual. They say no one who stays there overnight ever comes out the same. Some hear crying, some see the woman in white, staring from the mirror, and some never leave. Alex stands before the cabin door, his flashlight shining on the rusted plaque. A red light flickers from the gap below, then disappears. He takes a deep breath. His voice trembles. "If Elizabeth is still here, I'll find her. But I'm not sure. I want to know the truth. This story is only just beginning. The ship is alive, and it knows you're here. Do you dare to take the next step?" Stepping into cabin B340, the air felt heavy, like time had stopped. The room was small, suffocating, with dark wooden walls stained by age. An old bed stood crooked. The wrinkled sheet looked like someone had just been lying there. A dim lamp cast a faint yellow glow, throwing strange shadows that danced across the walls. A large mirror in the bathroom reflected the light from the single candle Alex brought, but that light seemed swallowed by the darkness around it. The ship creaked, blending with the sound of dripping water in the distance. You wonder, is that really water, or something else? Alex placed 3 cameras around the room, one with a wide view, one aimed at the heavy wooden door, and one pointed directly at the mirror, the place where they say Elizabeth's spirit remains trapped. Alex sat on the edge of the bed, his voice trembling, as if trying to suppress the fear. Cabin B340 is the most haunted place on the Queen Mary. For years it was closed off, because of what happened here. Guests reported knocks in the dead of night, crying with no source, and the feeling of being choked in their sleep. But the story that chills the blood is about Elizabeth. In 1942, amid the chaos of war, she was left behind on this ship. Devastated by the loss of her husband, Elizabeth found a strange book in this cabin, a book that should never have existed. She performed a ritual, not to bring her husband back, but to punish those who abandoned her. But the ritual opened the wrong door. What she summoned wasn't human, and now still lingers here, in this very room, waiting. Imagine you're inside cabin B340. The candle flickers, as if blown by an invisible wind. Alex pulls out an EVP recorder, a device used to capture ghostly voices. He whispers, his voice barely audible. "Elizabeth, are you here? What do you want to say to me?" The recorder crackles with static. Then suddenly, a long, cold sigh echoes. Alex jolts, looking around, but the room remains still. He checks the EMF meter, and the needle jumps wildly, as if something is moving right in front of him. Suddenly, 3 loud knocks bang against the wooden door. Slow, deliberate, like someone, or something, is right outside. Alex approaches the door, his hand trembling as he grips the handle. He opens it, but the hallway is empty. Only darkness and fog seep inside. He turns back, and his heart nearly stops as he sees the mirror in the bathroom. The glass fogs up, as if an invisible breath just touched its surface. A long fingerprint slowly appears, as if someone is writing from the other side. Alex steps back, panic rising. What's happening? I didn't do anything. His flashlight flickers, then goes out, leaving the room lit only by the weak candlelight. A small chair in the corner creaks suddenly, as if someone just sat down. Alex turns his camera toward the chair, but no one is there. Or is there? He gathers his courage, sets the EVP recorder on the table, and asks again, "Elizabeth, is that you? Or is it what you summoned?" The device goes quiet, then a voice comes through, faint but clear. "You woke it." The voice is icy, inhuman, as if dragged up from some deep, dark place. Alex nearly falls off the bed, his eyes fixed on the mirror. For a split second, he swears he saw a figure, a woman in white, long hair covering her face, standing behind him in the reflection. But when he turns around, there's only darkness. A cabinet door slowly creaks open, revealing a crumpled, aged piece of paper, with words scribbled in red ink. "Don't look back." Alex takes a deep breath, trying to stay calm. He whispers, "I can't stay here anymore." But if Elizabeth is still on this ship, she's not in this room. There's another place, the first-class swimming pool, where they say the spirit of a little girl still wanders, trapped by Elizabeth's curse. If I want the truth, I have to go down there. The candle on the table suddenly goes out, and a sharp, piercing scream echoes from the hallway. Alex grabs his camera, eyes wide with terror. The ship is alive, and it knows he's here. The first-class swimming pool of the Queen Mary is unlike any other place. A vast, damp space, with cracked tile walls and an eerie green-blue glow reflected from the water onto the ceiling. The sound of dripping water echoes, as if the ship is weeping. Every step Alex takes on the cold tile floor creates a sharp echo, merging with the creaking of the ship, as if it's alive, breathing. He holds a flashlight, its weak beams sweeping across the pool's surface, where strange shadows seem to move just beneath the water. An old, tattered doll in a torn dress is placed near the pool's edge, a spiritual lure. His infrared camera hums quietly, capturing the dense darkness, where the shadows seem heavier than in any other room on the ship. Alex whispers, his voice lost in fear. This is the final place, the first-class pool, where a little girl named Lily died in the 1930s. And if Elizabeth's curse is real, then Lily's spirit is still trapped here, bound by whatever Elizabeth summoned. Imagine standing in the darkness of this pool. The air presses against you, as if someone stands right behind you, but you don't dare turn around. Alex continues, his voice trembling. They say Lily drowned in this pool, but no one knows why. Some hear her crying at night, the sound of tiny footsteps down the hall, or glimpse her reflection in old mirrors. But the more terrifying legend is about Elizabeth. When she performed the ritual in cabin B340, she needed a pure soul to complete the curse. And Lily was the sacrifice, the thing Elizabeth called upon. Used Lily's soul to anchor itself to this ship. If I want to break the curse, I have to find Lily. But I don't know if I'm ready to face what's holding her. Alex places the doll near the edge of the pool, the flashlight's beam casting a long shadow like a hand reaching out. He pulls out the EVP recorder, his voice tense. Lily, are you here? Do you want to say something? The device is silent. Then a short, sharp child's laugh echoes, as if coming from beneath the water. Alex jolts, his flashlight flickers, then dies. The pool is now lit only by the green glow of the water, distorting grotesque shapes onto the walls. He pans the infrared camera, and in a fleeting instant, a small figure like a child darts across the far corner of the room. So fast, you'd have to rewind the footage to be sure. Alex whispers, Lily, is that you? Or something else? Suddenly, an old mirror hanging near the pool reflects an image that freezes Alex's blood. A woman in white, hair covering her face, stands behind him. But when he turns, no one is there. The mirror fogs up, as if an invisible breath just touched it. A crude message appears on the glass. She's mine. Alex steps back, his heart pounding. He tries to remain calm, takes a salt ring from his pocket, and sprinkles it around the doll, whispering a made-up chant. Lily, if you're here, give me a sign. I'll help you. But before he can finish, the doll's head turns, slowly, and looks directly at him. Though no one touched it, a child's cry rises again, this time louder, clearer, mingled with a deep, inhuman voice. You can't take her. The water begins to ripple, as if something is rising from beneath. A white mist lifts from the pool, forming the vague shape of a woman, her hollow eyes locked onto Alex. He screams, backing away, dropping his flashlight to the floor. The infrared camera records a pale figure, standing at the pool's edge, reaching toward the doll. Alex whispers, nearly broken, I've gone too far. Elizabeth, or whatever she called, it doesn't want me to leave. The ship trembles. A low growl echoes from deep within. Alex grabs the camera tight, running toward the exit. But the hallway behind him stretches, longer, darker. A final whisper surrounds him, as if breathed from the very air. Stay with us. The camera flickers, then goes dark. Only Alex's panicked breathing remains. The curse of the Queen Mary isn't over. And Alex, did he really escape?